I wanted to watch my replays, and we're gonna do it. But I think I kind of assumed that it would just be saving all of the replays automatically, and that does not seem to be the case. I don't know, because, you know, when you play a match, you can usually immediately, you can go into the replay review and all of that, right? And just go watch all your shit back. But when I wanted to, like, I went to CFN over here, and if I go to the replays, there is a self replays section, right, like over here, and there's nothing here. So that's a little unfortunate. How are you doing today? I'm doing well, like too. I hope you are as well. So yeah, we're fine, because luckily every single game of Street Fighter 6 that I've ever played, I've recorded and put on YouTube. So I can use myself doing replay review for yourself before viewers. Oh, streamer, yep. I need it, man. We're stuck in SF6. I'm unsure, but it's okay. Every game should do it by default, IMO. I agree. That's going on, Suki. But yeah, regardless, I'll figure it out later on my own time. The good news is we can still do this because, again, I've recorded every single game of Zangief of Street Fighter 6 that I've ever played, so it's fine. But yeah, the idea behind this basically is that we only play Street Fighter 6 once a week for like a few hours, right? So we got to use our time efficiently, and, you know, while certainly just throwing more games at the wall is always good, getting more practice, getting more experience. We did try and watch some other, like, high-level Zangief replays. That's one thing, sure. And I do try to analyze my own gameplay as we go, obviously. But it's a little bit different when I'm fully, like, you know, comfortable, relaxed. There's no pressure on me to actually play the video game, and I just get to sit there and watch what I'm doing and try to improve, right? So I think that's going to be a good way to try and use our time a little bit efficiently. Yeah, there's gonna be a second, like, little brick in the replay review there. I'm gonna mute him. But yeah, so I guess let me just go to my own YouTube channel and pull up the playlist then. Yeah, because I can't access them through the CFN for some reason. It is true that I think my inputs are definitely a problem to an extent, but I don't think it's that, like, inherently I don't know, because we do misinput a lot of SPDs and stuff, but I don't think it's that inherently, like, I don't know how to do the inputs. I think it is just a problem of I play a little bit too fast in general, like, just, you know, not thinking through my decisions enough, things like that, and that kind of extends to the hands as well, right? Where I just kind of, like, I know I want to do an SPD, and I just do some shit on the stick, and I hope that it works out. Right. In general, I would imagine that, you know, slowing down a little bit is going to help out a lot, but yeah, let's get through this clickbait ass intro, this busted ass YouTuber trying to waste my time. All right, so we're just gonna watch this, right? We're gonna watch. There's a whole bunch. I mean, I'll skip through the parts where we're not actually playing the video game, but, you know, it is what it is, since I can't access them on CFN. And I mean, just like we do for the Granblue replay reviews, I have some ideas of what my problems are already, but I'm gonna go in with, like, a clean slate, right? Like, if you already know that you misinput and you're working to fix it, the inputs shouldn't matter. Again, it's more of just, it is a mental thing than, like, a physical thing and how I'm doing the inputs. I think it is just I have to slow down, right? So that I'm not too concerned about. It is a problem, but it's not that big of a deal. Watching replays is always enjoyable to me. I agree. So, I and anyone who watches me play this game, you probably have some idea of what my problems are already. I'm definitely a little too aggressive pretty often. I jump way too much. When I am playing, like, when I try to play, like, neutral or footsies, I use a few too many high-risk, high-reward options. You know, stuff like I sweep a little too much, probably. I wheel kick a little too much. I knee a little too much, right? Knee, in general, is definitely a big one, too. I use knee in, like I do, what's it called? Like, crouch light kick, crouch light punch, knee, quite often. And that was a lot better before they nerfed that move, right? It now has this big extended hurt box out in front of it. It's a lot easier to poke out on when you do that. In general, it's also just a 14-frame move, so I really don't have it in my head that it's a medium button. I think it's tricked me. I don't have it in my head that that thing is slower than pretty much all of my heavies, even. So I have some ideas, right? You don't yap enough, the list goes on. Yeah, exactly. So I have some idea, but I am... to get over plateau, to change stuff up, you know, that means modern brick, listen to the voices, you know? It'd be fun to do the instant 720s for sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna go into this with a relatively, like, clean slate, though. I'm not gonna try and let my own presumptions sort of confirmation bias my way into it, right? We're gonna do this as if I was watching any other, like, a viewer's replay, something like that in Granblue. And as always then, right, the idea is where if we don't know otherwise, when we get hit, when we lose our turn, right? If we get hit, obviously, or if we had pressure or we had priority and then we lost it in some way, shape, or form, those are good places to pause, kind of take a look, and figure out what's going on, right? And from there, hopefully we can start to find some patterns or something along those lines. And yeah. Sure. Let's see. Let's see. So mute this little brick guy, but yeah, okay, so I mean, immediately, again, every time we get hit, right, I'm gonna try and be really nitpicky about this because I'm doing it to myself, right? Do you have the frame numbers up? No, unfortunately, because I'm not watching this through CFN because I can't find any of my replays on CFN. You'll notice a second little brick down there. That's because I am watching this from my own YouTube channel because I can't actually find my replays on CFN. I'm not sure what happened, so we're doing it like this. If we can find them later, then great. But I mean, if there's a frame data question, we can just look it up on Super Combo. It's not too hard. I could never review my own replays. My ego is too high. Yes, I kind of the exact opposite. Because I'm doing this to myself, I think I'm gonna try and be way more nitpicky and mean than I would be if I was reviewing like a viewer's replays. Because I know, I've got a good relationship with my own self-talk and shit. Yes, I mean, I don't think this is that horrible so far, right? We tried to stick out a stand leg kick. Honestly, that's good, right? I could be trying to use that a little bit more, but I just misjudged the space on it a little bit, right? Like, I don't think this Jamie even necessarily walked back or anything like that. I just kind of hit the button when it was, like, yeah, he's not really walking back. I just hit the button when it was out of range, and he punished me for it, so unfortunate, but we'll see if that becomes a pattern. Okay. Matched out and got swept on. I will say, air-to-air situations, I expect to be a big deal, right? Yeah. This is something, I will say again, this is something that I already do know to an extent. That right there, matching out with the crouch light kicks right here is something that I definitely need to be a little bit more careful about. It is our fastest button. It is a 4-framer. It's a big 4-framer, but it is still slower than still smaller than like other non-4-frame options, as well as being minus on block, right? So like this thing where sometimes when people get spaced out a little bit, I mash out on this, it whiffs, and I get spacing trapped and I die, right? It's nice to know why you get hit in every hit and then see in numbers what is your most common mistakes. Yeah. So like this is something that I have started to notice. Probably I would rather do like a crouch light punch here, or even like a stand medium punch. I guess a little chop, depends on how much space, breathing room we think we have. But it's just a lot of the times it doesn't matter unless they're right in your face. It doesn't matter that it's a 4-frame button. You want the range and the actual, the block stun more than you do the speed, right? When I know he's doing something minus anyway. Right there, we whiff, we get punish countered, right? And bad things happen to us. We'll see if that, again, that I do remember being kind of... I think I know what this is. I don't need the inputs for this. I guess why it's nice to review my own replays. Yeah, because I didn't get counter hit or anything like this. This, I'm pretty sure I just need... I keep trying to jump out of the corner in this game a lot, right? Air-to-air situations, you mean air SPD? That may be my favorite Geef move. I definitely don't borscht nearly enough, it's true. But yeah, so this, I tried to jump out of the corner here. I do this a lot, and it gets me in trouble, certainly. Yeah, like just getting, if you see me getting hit like that, and there's no counter hit or input, that's good. Okay, so I did learn my lesson right there. Tried to actually mash with the crouch light punch, sure. Okay, so what? I mean, we did just do some, we did just do some fake shit here. We left the gap. I wonder if I was trying to start up a headbutt or something like that, because I feel like we could have done, he swept here, right? So I left a pretty big gap here. I feel like I could have done like, we can almost see the startup of that move. I feel this is where the inputs would be nice, but, oh, it was SPD. Okay. I tried to SPD him, right? That's the startup of SPD. And there was enough of a gap there that he actually managed to sweep it. Interesting, okay. Delayed it a little too much, probably, right? At the end of the day, like, we could probably have SPD'd him from, well, we could have canceled out of that drive rush and SPD'd him a little bit quicker, I think. Yeah, I got drive rush for a little too long there, but sure. Okay. Sure. Jump working out. Okay, yeah. Here, we lose our turn and get hit because, yeah. I go for this, I think I just went for this, see, right here is where inputs would be useful, but I believe what happens here is probably I go for heavy SPD. I do this a little bit. I go for heavy SPD on the reset, or like medium SPD. I'm pretty sure light would have caught him here. I mean, I'm relatively familiar with the SPD ranges at this point. Like, he walks back a little bit, but he's in light SPD range here, right? This, I'm pretty sure, is me going for a little bit too heavy of an SPD. Obviously, if you don't know Geef, right, the light SPD does the least damage, has the most range, and heavy SPD does the most damage, has the least range, right? So this is just the, and, I mean, I understand why, kind of, in the sense that light SPD wouldn't kill here, where heavy would, and, hold on, this is 1, 2, 3, almost 4 bricks of drive gauge. So every brick of drive gauge is 750 health on our normal character, right? So that's like in the ballpark of 3,000 health that he's got left. Just checked. You can watch the replays. We go into profile history, add to replay list, even if they don't show in the self list. Ooh, okay, interesting. We can take a look at that after potentially. So it would be nice to have replay takeover and stuff like that. That's a good idea. We'll get to through the end of this Jamie game, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, so the big thing here, I think, is I understand why I did this. Because, again, he's at 3,000 health, just about. Again, right, 750, 1,500, 2,250, 3,000. He's at, like, 2,900. So, I think MSPD does kill here, maybe, just barely. Light definitely doesn't, and heavy definitely does, right? So, I understand why I didn't want to go for the light SPD here, but, I mean, wouldn't you rather take the 2,500 damage and you know, get the advantageous situation afterwards, rather than whiff and die? I think I should, you know, I used to only use light SPD, funnily enough, and then I ended up like now it's like I use heavy way too much probably, playing like modern Geef. They gotta have every character in Masters and Granblue if I just accepted that blocking on wake up's a good option. And I shouldn't mash grab 5L and DP. Blocking on wake up's really damn good, especially in Granblue. There's not like throw loop mix or shit like that in that game. Yeah, and this is just this is not too much to analyze here, right? We just we're a little bit too early. This timing works if he's not in burnout, probably, but the extra 4 frames of block stun on that meant that he was, you know, he's still ungrabbable right there, and I whiffed. I got murdered for it. That is something that happens every now and then on Geef. That anti-air DI, we didn't like lose our turn or get hit or anything right there, but that anti-air DI, I mean, I know he's burnt out, but like, surely if we can react to him jumping, there's a better thing we could have done there, right? Okay, okay. Knee is a lot better when they're burnt out, right? Like that habit of just like spamming knee over and over. Sure. I will say we probably could have gotten a better punish there, but nothing catastrophic. Okay, yeah. Good 720. I think it's a good spend of the super right here, right? It just, like, it's the final round anyway. It's not going to kill him, but it puts him in a really bad situation. Drive gauge, HP, like, we're just dominating in every way right here. Yeah. So he's much more likely to pick, like, panic options like that. I mean, this sweep, there's a world where he, like, wakes up DI and the sweep kills me or something like that. But I think we can play a little bit riskier here in the sense that, like, even if we eat a DI combo into a CA, right? Like, yes, it helps flip the round around for him a little bit. But even if you know, if he does that, which is a very risky thing for him to do in this, isn't Knee like plus 11 in burnout? No. Knee is plus 2 at best and plus 6 at best in burnout. If you drive rush Knee, you can make it like plus 10. But yeah, no, Knee, they nerfed the frame advantage on it by like 2 frames, something like that, 1 frame. But yeah, plus 11 is like, it has a lot of active frames, but you have to like drive rush and hit on the last active frame and have them be in burnout to do stuff like that. But yeah, like even if the gamble goes wrong here, if he does do something that beats sweep, his option to beat sweep in that case is very risky. It's DI, right? Which he is going to be a little bit less willing to do here, just because I mean he dies if he's wrong. But even if we do guess wrong, we don't die here. So like that sweep, I'm okay with it. Stand leg kick there is really nice, right? Just a nice safe button. Catch him trying to do something, great. If he blocks it, we can potentially drive rush cancel, keep the pressure going. That's like, you know, at that point with him having that little health, that's the advantage we sort of gain, right? Is we can do these very, very safe things and they just win us the game if we guess right. Sure. Got DP'd, happens. That's good. That heavy punch is good stuff. The slight charge on that. Isn't he like plus 7 at max range and last active frame normally? I don't think so, right? I thought it was like the most plus you can make Knee is like, because it's minus 4 at worst, and it's got 7 active frames. I think it's like plus 2 or plus 3 is like the literal most you could do. Okay, DP again. I also, sorry, I did miss out on something here. What happened? Oh, again. Yeah, I mean, this exact situation happened earlier too, right? He does this EX Rekka, and then we crouch light punch, or crouch light kick, and it spacing traps us. Again, unless they're right in our face and we know that we need the speed, right? Like, crouch light punch, crouch light kick is really not our guy. Honestly, I mean, something that I could consider doing here a little bit more often is if he's, like, slightly minus and at the spacing, bro is SPDable here, right? Like, he's just barely outside of crouch light kick range. He's definitely in light SPD range, right? It's like SPDing more on defense, I think, is something I can definitely do. On block or on hit? Oh, on block. Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking about on block. On hits, yeah, I mean, you could probably get pretty plus, certainly. I'm just talking more so about that little crouch light kick, crouch light punch, knee, like block string that I like to spam over and over. SPD would catch heavy punch as well. Yeah. I mean, it's 5 frames, right? It's 5 frames, it's huge. If he's slightly minus, he has to just respect the SPD or die. SPDing on defense more is certainly not a bad idea. Oh, this is the double reset, yeah. This is the intro moment for this video here, that's fun. Sure. Yeah, so this is something I think we're gonna start to see a lot today, right? Is just I do knee in neutral way too often, right? And the problem is like I say this often. Oh my god, double brick indeed. I say this often, right? But a lot of the times I'm trying to do knee from very far away, right? Because knee, if you do it up close, it can be punishable, or even even if it's not punishable, you lose your turn immediately. So it's kind of so I try to space it out. The problem with having to space knee out to be, be +1 or +2 is that it also, at that point, it is the easiest for the opponent to just
very good
slightly walk back.
Incredibly smart and attractive.
Yo, Rain, thank you for the 7 months. Hope you're doing well today. I'm doing well indeed. Hope you're doing well as well. We're watching some replays, trying to figure out some patterns in the game here. But yeah, the thing with knee is that the best place to do it is very far away, like very spaced out, nearly max range if you expect them to block it, right? But the problem then is that it's the easiest to make whiff, right? There's been a lot of times players I found who like backdash my knees, or like they there's backdash in neutral sometimes, and then knee whiffs, and obviously again knee has insane whiff recovery on it and an extended hurt box and stuff like that. Or also, besides them just making it whiff, it's also the easiest to, the closest thing to a +2 knee is not like a, +0 knee, it's a knee that whiffs entirely, because you slightly overestimated the range, right? So in general, knee and neutral, again, he does it right there again, and it's not EX, so it doesn't space him out as far, but I really like this, yeah, this right, like, this is actually not what I would have expected to be the thing that I'm focusing on, but I really don't like these crouch leg kicks, honestly. See, even there, like, even when it hits, it's like, well, we don't really, it's not cancelable, we don't get anything, right? So you might as well either, represent the threat of SPD and potentially get a lot of damage out of it, or even if, like, the crouch light punch won't actually hit him, it's not going to be a punish, it can at least, it leaves us plus, we can, drive rush cancel off it potentially. We can do a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, that crouch light kick, one of the things I want to, we'll talk about all the things that I think I do wrong, but I think one of the things I want to make sure I don't do is come out of this with, like, 18 action items, right? I think a great way to learn nothing is to be like, okay, here's these 19 things I have to improve on. Let me focus on all of them the next time I play ranked, right? At the end of the day, you end up splitting your attention too much. This game is already hard enough just to play on mental stack without having to focus on individual things. If you're trying to be like, I need to anti-air better, and I need to, mash out of pressure with crouch light punch instead of crouch light kick. I need to stop jumping out of block strings. I need to stop using knee as much. I need to, like, stand light kick more. I gotta use Siberian Express more. I also have to remember to, counter DI. Also, I have to make sure that my inputs are well. Also, I have to make sure that I use more light SPD than heavy SPD. Also, I have to make sure that I'm actually using, like, crouch medium kick. That's not how that works, right? Like, if I could focus on all of that shit at the same time and do it correctly, I wouldn't need those improvements, right? I'd be like the best Street Fighter 6 player in the world. So, while we are going to, for my own educational purposes, and for anyone who's watching this too, we are going to, like, I'm going to really nitpick every single thing I do wrong. I am going to try and mostly come out of this with, like, a couple of things that seem like they're getting me killed the most, and focus on those for the next time we play, right? We can keep the rest of those in the back of our mind, but we have to prioritize properly. Also, real quick, let me see if I can actually go on the CFN and find the replays of that, or add the replays to the list that way, because it would be better, not just for the inputs, but also just to have the replay takeover. Actually, is the Jamie? Yeah, that is the end of the Jamie set. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go over here and see real quick. So, what did you say, Matthias? You said, just checked, you can go to profile, history, add to replay lists, even if it's not on the self list. Profile, history, I see, okay. And then add to replay list. Okay, cool. Let's do this for, like, all of these, I guess, right? These will be a little, I mean, let's go, what are the odds we can find, how far back does this, how far back does this go? Looks like it's only maybe the last 10 matches or something? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it's the last 10 matches. I kind of think it's good to comment on when you're getting punished. Like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. I mean, this is still good. We can take a look. 10 replays is quite a lot of replays. Well, I guess it's 10 games though, so it's like 5, or it's 10 matches. It's like 5 games, but yeah, we can add these to the replay list certainly and take a look at them. Bonk. It would still be nice to have the rest of them on there too. We can still use this. We fought that JP twice in a row, huh? So true. Oh wait, oh, now it updates. Oh, it keeps going back. Oh, amazing. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do a bunch of this, and then we'll go forth and take a look at them.